this shows my age. I like ABBA music. It's certainly very peaceful music. It's just fun, nice music. And some of the music today seems to be rather mean and really very violent at times, and I don't like that. But I like ABBA. I liked the old folk song musics a little bit when I was growing up, a little bit of that today, the Bob Dylans and Joan Baez, but I've moved on from them, you know. I like the 60s music and the early 70s music, but I also like people like ABBA. I keep going back to them. I like a lot of country and western music. I do not like classical music. I think it's sissy. I do not like things like the ballet. I think that's sissy. So I'm making people mad at both ends of the spectrum. But my music is pretty routine. You know, a lot of pop music and popular music, I guess, is really what I would say I like. I like a lot of movie theme music, on nice stuff, and I enjoy that. The music from The Godfather I enjoy, that brooding kind of a music in the background, so I like that. Once in a while I even go downtown in Arlington to what's called the Levitt Pavilion, which some people might know, in downtown Arlington, where they have live country and western music and live everything. They have different venues, but it's nice music. It's none of the hard rock stuff, you know, that a lot of people like. But I go to the Levitt Pavilion quite a bit, but that's about it. I've been to Bass Hall a little bit. I've been to the Meyerson in Dallas a little bit, but I don't go to those. I watch a lot of political programs, but I don't really watch TV all that much. I really don't. Occasionally I go into TV. Mostly it's political programs, news programs. My movie taste is a little bit different than a lot of people, but I like to see sometimes movies that have sort of a brooding thing. Like I love the Godfather movies. I loved a movie recently called Revolutionary Road, if you've ever seen that. Love those kinds of movies. My favorite movie stars are people that have been in very serious, brooding, sort of philosophical kinds of movies, and I really enjoy that a lot. I really like that. There are some movies that are very violent movies that I have to admit I'm drawn to. Well, Godfather certainly is one of them, you know, but there's a lot more to it. It's not just violence for the sake of violence. It's pointed. It means something, you know. And so there are movies that I like that. For example, Scarface, which I like that. Scarface, which I think was with Al Pacino, if I'm not mistaken. I like old classical movies like Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro. I like those kind of very old-time movies that are not easy movies. I liked a movie with Uma Thurman called Kill Bill. I'm a little bit hypocritical when I say I don't like the violent songs. You know, I'm drawn to movies that have a violent theme to it. For example, there's a movie star that I think is terrific. His name is Joe Pesci. I don't know if you know him. Little bitty guy, about like my height. And he was in a movie I think called Casino, and with Sharon Stone, and I think Robert De Niro was in that as well. Pretty violent movie. He was in Goodfellas. I don't know if you know Goodfellas or not. Goodfellas. These are important movies. Goodfellas with Joe Pesci. Violent, very violent, but it's important. It shows that's how people live their lives. It's not just animated violence. This is something that tells you how people live their lives. And The Godfather, I think, is a classic movie because of that. So it's not just shoot 'em up for the sake of shoot 'em up. It's to tell you a little bit about how some people have lived their lives, and how some people still live their lives today.